Hi there, and welcome to another episode of 411 Pop Culture, where real people talk about really everything. Well, we are super excited tonight. I'm Justin, this is Danielle, and we are going to have our first time watching Flowers in the Attic, The Origin. Ooh, we've been waiting. Super excited about this. The Dollanganger series is my favorite. I know Heaven's your favorite, but I'm excited that we are finally going to get the prequel to it and everything. Obviously, there will be spoilers in this episode. We are big V.C. Andrews fans, as are you, and we know the books. We know Garden of Shadows. It's been a long time since you've read it, but I've read it. It's been a minute, but I read it so many times that I remember most of it. Yeah, and so I'm excited to get to see the adaptation. I'm hopeful that in a 4-part series, they're going to be able to pretty much cover it all. I don't know if they're going to have a lot of the other, because I think there was like another prequel as well, more about Corinne Sr. or the first Corinne. And so I don't know how much of that they're going to incorporate in this, but I have seen some, trailers, previews, and it looks like it's going to be pretty faithful. So I'm excited, but we won't keep you in suspense. Remember, there's going to be spoilers, but watch along with us. Our first time watching Flowers in the Attic, The Origin.
So, I probably shouldn't say this because it seems like something goes wrong every single time that I say this, but we have had so many technical difficulties. I can't even begin to tell you how many technical difficulties we've had. But I will say, we have only watched this beginning, but we have seen it now like 16 times. And I will say that I do like that they open this movie the same way as Garden of Shadows, with Olivia's little like, hey, judge me if you dare, because other people have decided to tell the story from their own point of view. And I will say it's always kind of bugged me when reading that in Garden of Shadows, because Kathy doesn't write Flowers in the Attic until If There Be Thorns. So therefore, the grandmother would have already been dead at that point, and therefore would not know that Kathy has written the story. But otherwise, I do hope that it seems like this is going to be more Garden of Shadows, or at least I know in a second it's going to come up and said based on Garden of Shadows. And I hope that, because I don't really know the other prequel novels. I didn't read them. Did you read them? Yeah.
I don't think Olivia would ever have cared to tell her story.
Yeah.
That's my first thought.
Yeah.
My second thought is that she's so fantastic that she had some lawyer drop her story and release it upon any other stories that are brought out about her, or 3,
just in case.
Joel knew everything and he sold his story about Olivia saying it was her. There's so many possibilities.
It's very elaborate, but I suppose possible. But no, I always think that when I read it, like, since somebody else, judge me if you dare. But no, and we were saying that I think
Harry Hamlin,
Lisa Rinna's husband from Beverly Hills Housewives. I'm super excited. It's funny though, I guess Harry Hamlin's like super big. I know him as Lisa Rinna's husband from Real Housewives.
I know him from like being on LA Law, maybe.
Sure. Or from Veronica Mars.
Yes.
But okay. The last thing I'll say, and we really will kind of maybe more watch, because we have seen this a few times now, she looks great. I've seen a few commercials with her in it, and she does look like a perfect Olivia.
Yeah.
I cannot lose. What would he want with me? Father, I'm fine.
A handsome wife. She was considered a handsome woman according to the novels. And it is cool to visually see this, because it's like takes place at the turn of the century, and you know that reading the books, but it is sometimes hard to remember that.
Yeah. Hi, Malcolm. I mean,
no, he definitely looks like a Malcolm Foxworth.
He does look like Malcolm Foxworth.
So good so far.
Good casting so far.
Yeah, as you've all heard on many of our reviews, sometimes Lifetime tends to drop the ball when it comes to their casting choices and the looks of people. I mean, his hair's a little darker than I would have, he should have that blonde Foxworth hair, but...
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting Johnny Amos very quickly.
I don't remember them going that far back, but I guess so.
Yeah, he does show up, I believe, in Garden of Shadows at her wedding. And I know he obviously plays a bigger part later on towards the last third of the book. But I do think she does kind of meet him again for the first time at the wedding or during these days.
Thank you, Amos. My cousin here is getting his doctorate in theology.
Are you a religious man
Why'd she call him by his last name?
Right?
She's like, thank you, Amos. John Amos.
Maybe she wasn't allowed to dress him by his first name. You keep saying it was turn of the century. Wow, it's very forward for that time.
Yeah.
You're right.
And my uncle are partners in business, far greater.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm all about them giving her a little bit more, but like, I do believe in the book she was pretty much just the bookkeeper.
Yeah.
For us all.
Malcolm doesn't
suppose
look
we should
scary
get down
yet.
to it then.
I
You're here to
agree.
discuss business, are you not?
Well, I think that's because you're super attracted to him right now. I think he does look a little creepy, maybe, or I don't know, the way he was addressing a moment ago. But maybe it's because I'm preconceived to, or determined to like know who he is.
Right.
He is the business of nurses.
Oh, I am excited now that we're like finally watching it.
Perhaps today, but when women
The casting's very good. Like, he is a very attractive man. She is pretty, but
A handsome woman,
Yes.
like they said.
really happy with the casting so far.
Yeah, solid. Oh, she's gonna be so hurt and disappointed. Look at her being all happy.
Well, she proved that she could run the Foxworth Hall, so...
Mm-hmm.
asking, Mr. Foxworth, for you do not need anyone's permission but my own. And you have it.
See, and this is like, you want to love Olivia when you read Guard of Shadows.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling that already.
Oh, come now, you must know it is somewhat unorthodox.
She's just the most wretched
I'm
woman.
trying to think, 'cause she wasn't so forward with him, but a lot of it was internalized, and we saw of her like
Yes.
nerves and sort of getting this. But I suppose this would have been how she would have come across,
Yeah.
Once I prove myself.
Yeah, she's really good so far.
Mm-hmm.
You can fund the presumptions.
Yeah, him too.
But I'll put in a call to the club.
Welcome. Raucous
Oh,
holiday
can't
dinners
wait to see the rest of this.
Yeah.
It's all coming back. Garland. Oh, it's just
My
all coming
father
back.
has been traveling.
But it was too late.
I'm thinking about you right now and what you were thinking.
I was the company.
I was actually just thinking, I wonder what he's going to be like when he looks evil.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we
You'll
felt.
probably
when we watched
find him
Seeds
more
of Yesterday.
attractive.
We watched Seeds of Yesterday. Bart was, very handsome, but then when he was
Devilish.
bad, and he was bad,
Yeah. This was how she said she kind of came across a lot of the time, especially to like other women and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just giving it to her in this role, like with him and everything, and I like that.
Aren't always familiar.
And this is right out of,
And I'm
I don't remember it snowing, but I remember them walking on like a bridge or
Mhm.
something.
others you may have pursued. As to your family's history,
She's just come right out with that.
it has come to my attention that your mother did not die when you were a child. In
Oh,
fact, I
Olivia.
understand she died quite recently. I am very sorry for your loss. However,
The books, you almost never hear about her again, or we don't know. I've always wondered, I'm like, is she still alive somewhere? Because he never heard from her after he was 5. So it's kind of cool that they're like, no, we found something.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can never forgive me, deservedly so.
Nothing to do. I realized that life is long when one is alone. And the price one pays for happiness is
How long was it in the book?
Pretty quick.
Was it? Yeah,
Like,
I
I feel
remember
like only
being
a
quick.
month or so, if even
Yeah.
that. Or just barely more than.
Oh, wow. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Olivia!
a heart that will surely break.
They are capturing that sort of thing when you're reading the book, so you're like, oh, maybe it'll turn out okay no matter how many
Right.
times you read it.
I do it every
You're
time.
like, maybe this time it will turn out okay. It's not going
We're
to
all
turn out
hopeful.
okay.
Because Olivia's such a good person at the beginning. That man destroyed her. I don't think she would ever did
Yeah,
what
but
she
John
did.
Amos did too.
Forgot about that dollhouse.
Oh, yeah, I love the dollhouse.
I It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Do come in.
That's right. It wasn't a glass case. I was trying to think because apparently Malcolm will eventually break the hammer when he gives it to Corinne. That's right. Because she was never allowed to.
A little something.
This actor looks familiar, and I can't place him.
Right.
Keep up our correspondence once you've settled into your new life.
He probably played a detective in something.
Thank
Some
you.
rando.
I wonder if they will. A few of these adaptations have had like almost like a
Repeat actors.
like a company of actors, that like come back to play different roles.
To marry Mr. Fox. I was just leaving.
Thank you.
It would have been cool if Eileen had still been on the show and we got to see while he was filming this. You know, sometimes like Kyle Richards on Beverly Hills talked about being in Halloween, which I love.
Right.
Being a bride and being a wife are two very different things.
Voiceover, like we've been saying forever. Although this is going to be in 4 movies essentially, so they really wouldn't need it. But boy, it sure would have helped in a lot of them. I bet somebody watched our YouTube videos.
Maybe.
Foxford Hall does not have the electric light.
Well, that's romantic, I'm sure.
You haven't seen Foxford Hall yet. It is your domain.
Hopefully.
I was just going to say, you go. The house? Are you going to
The house.
Yes.
Better be a good
You
house.
know we care about this house right now. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they used, for continuity.
I really hope they don't.
But I feel like I've seen a few previews or a couple Google images of the house, but
shows the full shot. It's better.
it is.
It's definitely better.
It's still not what I would like. I feel like a little bit more on either side, but
Yeah, but it
overall,
might go really far back.
yes,
You
maybe,
know?
yeah. I mean, I never thought of it as like the white look, but
Yeah.
it definitely has a little bit, because it looks a little bit more like, I think it's like the Castle Ipswich, the one that they
Yeah.
used for the 1987 movie and for Witches of Eastwick, so
Good evening, Mr. Foxworth.
better than the last one. The other one looked like color-wise more, but this one looks the grandness of
Yes.
It's late.
Who is that?
You must walk to
Kate?
reply.
Her name's Kate Mulgrew or Mulu or something like that, but I know her from Orange is the New Black.
That's right.
Oh, okay, then
Yep. Okay. She was the redhead.
yeah.
Yep.
Red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like Foxford Hall.
Yeah, I mean, again, I always think of the stairs through the middle, but I'm all about that. Well, unless it goes up the other way. Like, we're seeing that, and it might go that way, too. Which also works because, like I said, I mean, again, we're not going to see a petals on the wind from this, but
Speak to whatever you may.
that's why it's so important.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Right this way, Mrs. Foxworth.
Now, I remember her having trouble with the staff and stuff, but I mean, casting an actress like Kate in this, I feel like there's going to be definitely more of a
Part.
role.
Yeah.
I don't know, part, yeah.
So far, I'm really liking the house.
Yeah, me too.
I think those were the steps from Seeds of Yesterday. I think the steps went up that way. In the Lifetime adaptation.
No, it still went up. It was like
Was it?
crossed, then center, then either. It was closer to how it should have looked, but it was much smaller.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of the same in Dark Angel.
Thank you.
They used the same house, which is definitely not Farthingale Manor.
Right.
If you need anything, I had an idea of what was to happen. Lord knows I've read enough books. But nothing could have prepared
Now, I think in the
me for
book he doesn't even show up, if I remember correctly, until it's not until a couple weeks in, when he's all of a sudden,
Yeah.
nothing.
Oh, Olivia.
He never came.
That's similar though in terms of I remember her being like, she's not going to show that she's surprised, sort of thing. Like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. That's similar.
I couldn't ask for a more perfect wedding gift. Malcolm knows I have a passion for reading.
I'm really loving the decor.
Yeah, that's good. Well, and that's more like how it is through the library with his office and all that. Yeah. Whoever decided this time was like, we're gonna pay a little more attention to what says in the book.
I know, right? They probably got so
It's
many
little
complaints.
things, but yeah, I mean, that's a very important part of DC Andrews.
Yep.
I would hardly say his wife qualifies as people.
So good job so far, Lifetime.
Please. They don't need it in the kitchen.
I'm guessing her character is a little bit more to be able to externalize Olivia's thoughts and feelings, to have like a soundboard of like the things she was thinking in the novels. The actress Olivia's Jemima Rooper, I believe, but yeah, she's a perfect Garden of Shadows version of Olivia.
What made them smile? How they pass their time?
Everybody looks pretty miserable there, Olivia.
Seriously, yeah. Warning,
Red flag.
Right? Ooh, I wonder what they're gonna do for Corinne's The Swan Room. Oh, please let them get something right of a swan bed.
This is it's rarely used these days. The outside of a
Okay, so that's it.
Is this where you keep the misbehaved guests?
Oh, the stories in that room.
Oh, okay, that can't be it.
I feel like it is. There was 2 double beds in the room.
No, not in the swan bed was always there. It was originally the mother, Corinne Senior, if you will.
Oh, this is the attic room.
Oh, see, I wasn't thinking that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah, then definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for
The attic
sure.
room.
Oh, yeah. No, I was thinking. I thought it was gonna be Corinne's room.
No.
Okay. Yeah, no, 100%.
Very well. Thank you for the tour.
Oh, then I need to look at it with like new eyes.
Be careful. Up there.
She's going up to the attic. Is she claustrophobic?
Oh, right. She's supposed to be. No, I think she always was mildly so, because according to Corinne in Flowers in the Attic, she was locked in the closet a lot by her mother. But apparently then once they got to Garden in the Shadows, the mother died really early. But it's when later on with Alicia, she goes to sneak on her to see if Malcolm's still sneaking up himself.
Yeah.
And she gets stuck up there. And that's what forever then leads to her claustrophobia. So it sounds like they're going more off of Garden of Shadows version, which is that.
It was the schoolroom.
Yeah. Nice imagery of the flowers that are dead there. Definitely a lot of thought went into this.
Yep. I think that is
Rightfully so. Yeah. Because the schoolroom wasn't its own little sort of room, so to speak.
Yep.
I mean, we haven't seen much of it yet, but
It looks like it's got the depth, you know.
I'm hopeful. Not that the attic plays a huge part in this movie, other than, but...
It's nice to get some, like, good representation of the house.
It's
You know
almost
how I
like
feel about the
closure in a
house.
way.
Yeah.
Like, good job,
They got it
Lifetime.
right. They got it right this time.
And I feel like I do sort of remember her being curious up in the attic, like a good place to figure out the history. I feel like that's like a line she kind of said in the book. So I'm wondering if that's Corinne Senior, the first Corinne. That's how they called her in the book, the first Corinne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Corinne Foxworth.
She's pretty.
Very pretty. Oh, so they're gonna give it to us right now. This little, why she probably gets a little bit claustrophobic. It may have had, like, there may have been talking about rats early on too.
And I'm right now just thinking about the candle.
Right. So totally true, though.
Like she just lit off. I hope it went out.
Yeah. All right, well, they're giving it to us now.
Yeah.
Like I said, there may have been an incident early on, but I do know it more happened when Alicia ends up locked up there.
Oh, look at it.
yeah.
Closer. It's closer.
It's like a mix between the '87 movie
Yeah.
and the remake. It's still not right, but
Yeah.
because the swan bed should have like an oval,
Mm-hmm.
and then the swan's like in the front.
It's here. Get out.
Ooh.
There he is. There's Malcolm.
Now.
Good Lord.
How did they feel?
They felt lovely.
To see her. Probably this time.
This is not gonna go good. In fact, I believe in the book that she's in here, and that's when he loses his control.
We spent many wonderful days. Take it off. Take it off. I want to see you.
No, I'm so nervous.
I know, I am too.
The war has ended. Perhaps this is a sign of good things to come.
Perhaps it was. A new beginning in a new place. Wonderful news.
Yeah, I guess it was like the 19 teens. I said turn of the century before.
That's still pretty fun.
Because Corinne would have been in, like, I think she was like 33 when the kids in 1957. So yeah, should have been born in the 20s.
Ooh. Ta-ha!
As you said, this house and its daily business is my responsibility now. And our wedding party will be in this house.
This is about more than just.
She's not happy.
All eyes will be upon us.
Mm-hmm.
I will be changing the menu. And so I began.
You get it, Olivia.
2 weeks to plan my own wedding party. 2 weeks to prove that I knew how to be a wife. Excellent. Then I'm on the right path. While the path may be correct, it's the destination I question. A certain amount. Then I must ask your leave. But we still have much to plan. I am well aware. I will be planning it. Without you, you are excused.
Mm-hmm. Go on now, Red.
Nella, what do you think of orchids? They're lovely, Mrs. Foxworth. I quite agree. Thank you.
Mm-mm.
I like how dramatically she tore that up, though.
I know,
like,
right?
So everybody knows.
We did it. Are you ready? I am.
I give you all, my dear wife, Mrs. Malcolm Neal Foxworth.
Mm.
When we married,
I was just gonna say, I don't remember being so nice to her as she
Yeah.
came down, but now there's Malcolm.
Yep.
that's precisely why I did not marry one of these other women. Your job is not to draw in. Your job is to.
Here's the part.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it happened earlier. Nope, here we are.
You can see why she really hates that room.
Oh, that was horrifying. But the Ruby Eye of the Swan is the first time I've ever seen it in any of the versions, so.
A change of plan for stay. I'll be visiting my father. It seems I've made the gravest of miscalculations and
I was just thinking in my head, why didn't she just go back to her dad?
I'm off to the office. trust you slept well.
Yeah.
Very.
Well, I will see you tonight.
Don't say anything.
What?
No, her.
Yeah.
I was like, don't say anything.
Unfortunately, I believe that made her pregnant with Mel.
Yeah. Well, they only had sex when she conceived, right?
Pretty much. Because then he wanted a girl, which is why Joel comes about.
Mm.
Amos? What are you doing here?
Back here for you.
Why does she keep calling him Amo?
What are you about?
I can live with it.
I never received any.
No house or business to return to. When I couldn't reach you, your father's debtors came to me.
What debt? Simply not possible.
I managed to save a few of your things. I had the servants take them to.
I don't know. I'm suspicious of John Amos.
I am now too.
Because I don't remember that in the novel, but that is such a John Amos thing to
Yup.
do. But also, that was part of the reason why Malcolm married her, was for the bit of money. It was nothing compared to Foxworth money,
Right.
but it was definitely significant.
Yeah.
And he was always pissed because she would never give
Maybe
him
that's why
control.
the dad was trying, because he knew that he was in debt. Dollhouse is there.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that whole thing. Unless it's, Garden of Shadows is just one book that they're turning into like 4,
So maybe they're gonna
roughly
see it.
hour and a half movies with, with the commercials, 2 hours, but like adding a little bit more. But since John Amos stays with them, it's like she's never going to find out. But that's all I can think is that he somehow did something with the debt
Mhm.
or took the money that she's saying a debt. Because I always kind of liked that Olivia had her own money.
Yeah.
Which was sort of a thing because she did have her own will and everything. Because
Well, maybe
when
this.
Corinne lost the money, it basically went to Olivia, who then it went to Corinne. But I'm pretty sure Olivia also was giving her own money to Corinne too on top of it.
Yeah. But maybe this is, something I was alluding to. Like, why didn't she just leave? Well, this is another reason maybe for
Oh,
viewers
sure.
or fans to kind of,
Sure, yeah.
understand why she kind of had to be
Right.
stuck there.
No, that's a good call.
Was how I would survive.
She said sometimes when they do scripts like this, they have to be sympathetic and
Yeah.
make the characters a little bit more.
Absolutely.
He wants a baby.
Yeah, we haven't even met Garland yet,
Mm-mm.
or Alicia.
Oh, Lord.
Well, this is definitely way more horrible.
Yeah.
In the book, it's just that one time, and then Mel comes out of it, but this is
Yeah.
traumatic watching
Yeah.
that.
I'm pregnant.
That's her name.
So weird.
See, he wanted a boy the first time, though.
What if they took the boys out of it? I hope not.
I would hope not, too, because,
That'd
again,
be a huge plot twist.
why make such a huge series out of it? That's the whole point of doing something like this in 4
Alicia's
parts.
daughter should be named.
Right, I don't think they're going to take the boys out of it. Why do a 4-part
Yeah.
miniseries if they're going to remove characters like that,
Yeah.
So I don't think they will.
Maybe they give him a reason to get pissed at her.
You have a son.
She had a
Yeah,
boy.
it's a son.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a reason to be pissed, but also, again, he was happy in the books. He wanted a son and a daughter,
Yeah.
in that order.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the result's the same because he was never affectionate towards Mel,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess this just emphasizes that point.
Yeah.
Now what? Let's begin. And hope was all around if you knew where to look.
Mm.
A little bit more real than usual. I don't
Right?
know.
Hello.
You have a son. Another healthy son. Mr. Foxworth.
The man's the one that gives the chromosomal gene for sex. So you get mad at Olivia for nothing.
Mhm.
You will be able to bear more children.
Okay, I was just gonna say that. I remember it didn't look
Mhm.
like she was having any more difficulty than the last one, but I remember she almost died
Yeah.
giving birth to Jewel.
And I mean the one thing that I want.
He's a really good Malcolm too.
Yeah.
Good job, live time.
Mhm.
Two perfect boys. And if we had to live in a prison, I made that prison up.
I mean, so far it's like verbatim. I mean, obviously little tweaks here and there, but
You're returning to Foxworth.
You bride.
Apparently so.
Did you not know he was
Garland's
to be married?
coming.
This
Yeah.
new wife of his. She is not the mistress of this house.
oh, she's still there. I thought that woman was let go.
No, she just dismissed her.
I knew that, but then I thought, you know,
Mhm.
she was gone at that point.
Little Mal. Kelsey.
Malcolm, my boy.
I'll never quite forgive what he did to
No,
Camille.
I won't either.
Mrs. Steiner.
You know, Camille was Camille at times, but
For sore eyes.
she didn't deserve that.
No.
Good to be known. Alicia. Alicia.
Stepson.
Mhm.
Now I know what you're thinking. You didn't know that we were with child.
It's not all they're thinking, Garland.
Mhm.
So this is Mrs. Foxworth. He wrote only a
She should have blue eyes, but otherwise she looks right.
That's your boyfriend.
No, you know, it's funny they said I watched a commercial the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, they're giving her not blonde hair. Alicia didn't have blonde hair, she had brown hair.
Okay.
Chestnut, I believe it was described in the book. But I thought the
Perfect.
same thing where I was like, oh, I always imagined her with
I
blonde
do
hair,
too.
which is supposed to be the whole Christopher Corinne had blonde hair, but in the book she is described as having chestnut
Wow.
hair. I'm 99% sure.
They sit so far apart from one another.
We're still
Hmm.
on our honeymoon. We've been married as long as they have. We'll be sitting in separate rooms. In the world tour, she got 6 continents.
Nearly 2 years.
How nice. Following through on promises of travel.
Mhm.
Ah, ah.
Time to be away from one's responsibilities.
Ugh. God, Kelsey Grammer is running up.
But that's kind of what Garland was like.
He's a good Garland, but I gotta get past it.
Dessert to the veranda. Understand?
Yes.
Oh,
What a Malcolm.
I feel so bad for Olivia. I'm
Yeah.
reminding myself all the bad stuff she did.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
Father.
Have you ever been to Venice?
I'm afraid not.
Mm,
But she must go.
it's not where she wanted to go.
That's where she wanted to go, yeah.
Are you keeping your princess locked in the
A
tower?
word of advice. Malcolm absolutely loathes hydrangeas.
Oh, I've got a few more.
Mhm.
Mhm.
What are these doing here? You know how I feel about this.
Brought them in. I can take them away if you'd like.
No. Maybe they're not so bad.
What a jerk.
Like you fix them.
And for my stepmother-in-law, Rue. So did my husband's interest in his stepmother.
Mhm.
But things were soon to change.
Christopher.
Oh, Christopher's being born.
Yeah.
Christopher Garland.
Well, although technically I think his name's Garland Christopher now that I think about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Ah, Christopher, why look at you?
And they're just gonna go right for it.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a good Alicia.
Mm-hmm. Very good, Olivia, too.
Yeah.
What is it? No, there's something wrong.
And I know how you feel about Kelsey Grammer, and I do too. But he's an okay Garland.
Yes.
I see how fond of her you've become.
Yes.
I like it though. Like it's irritating me, but at the same time, this Kate Mulgrew, whatever her name is, character, like it's very VC Andrews, the campier elements of it.
Foxworth Hall is uniquely positioned as an inferno in the summer and an icebox in the winter. Yet another.
Christopher down for his nap. Would you like to go for a swim in the lake?
You go and cool off for us both. I'd like to finish up here. Of course.
Boy, we're getting to this so quickly.
I know.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of it'll be more about Corinne and Christopher.
I'm trying to think, but like 4 parts, like we're already here. Like this is like over halfway through the book.
Maybe they really slow it
Well,
down.
I guess maybe the next part will be more about them. Yeah, the kids, all the little children, you know, at that young age, and then her being like locked up. In fact, I bet it's going to end with her, you know, being pregnant and Garland, you know, what happens to him. Obviously, there's spoilers in this. If you haven't caught that by now, we're discussing everything. What's the point of watching this otherwise? But
Good evening, Mrs. Foxworth. Possible words when they usually come so very easily to you.
I feel like in the book
really
it's set up,
like
she
the way
did
that
sort of
looks.
catch him in the act. But I feel like because she didn't catch them in the act, she's going to have to listen to Alicia's story and decide if she believes her or her husband.
Yep.
Which makes more sense this way, because in order to have Olivia do what she's going to do to Alicia, you have to sort of at least sympathize with Olivia's plight of deciding the truth between the two. Whereas in the book, it was a little more clear, the truth, and she still made the choices she made.
Yeah.
Would you be so kind to put her through even more trauma? I'm sure Mr. Foxworth and I would find a way to show our appreciation to your hospital.
I mean, it's pretty clear from that last scene what she believes.
Yeah.
After a few months,
Good.
it appeared to be Alicia.
Yeah.
If you won't touch your food downstairs, please. It's been over 4 months. Quiet.
Wow.
Olivia, my husband is dead, but your son is not. And I can't.
You gotta sure be pregnant.
You tell me, help me understand. You must know. Surely you sensed it. Over now, let's never speak of it again. It's not over.
Told you.
Malcolm's visits, they didn't stop. After Garland's death, Malcolm has come to you. He told me if I resisted, he would hurt Christopher.
Awful.
And then he would become different. You're my friend, Alicia, and it pains me to see this group go. It's not too late for you.
I like that, you know, Olivia's being kinder to her. You know, obviously it makes her a more sympathetic character.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant.
Yeah. But, you know, in the book she was pissed, you know, mad at Alicia.
It's his.
Oh, I just feel so bad for her.
Yeah.
Maybe all that meanness came from her hatred for Malcolm.
Yeah, but even in, like, the Flowers Attic remake on Lifetime or whatever, you know, at the Christmas party, she was very loving to him, and again, it's the trickiness of the prequel.
But that was for heirs. It was for show.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
See, we said they had to represent in public.
Yeah.
You know? Love that wedding.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful.
I need a knife. I wanted to cut his throat.
Oh,
That wasn't an option.
I wasn't expecting that.
That was not either.
We'll be having this for dinner.
What just happened there?
I don't know. I thought, well, it wasn't in the book that I remember at all.
I don't either.
I guess I thought like it was going to be a fantasy of her killing
Yes.
Malcolm.
Are you alright? Oh, please. Yes.
I want to see Olivia start to give it to Malcolm back. Can't wait for that.
Right.
Cannot wait for that.
Murder. She's my friend. She's not your friend. And you're not going back to that place. Mind your mouth.
Is this new?
Yes, that's new, and I'm guessing it's a dalliance that Malcolm had.
She put that dead deer head or whatever it is
Maybe.
through.
What the hell is your desk doing here?
Oh.
I've made some changes.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm having a drink.
Mm.
But what have you been doing? And why have you been doing it? Let's start.
Will you lay it out, Olivia?
Excellent. Now, why did you marry me?
Excuse me.
Your child.
We haven't really seen the kids though at all. They should be like
They'll probably be
5,
next.
6 now. I'm guessing, but
Yeah.
Alicia's pregnant. Yes.
there should be kids running around.
You're the father. Alicia will return. We'll keep her here, in seclusion, in the East Wing for the duration of her pregnancy. The servants will not be permitted anywhere near her.
Oh, I wonder if
On the subject of
we'll
servants,
finally get at least an adaptation's answer to whether or not the grandfather ever knew.
Yeah.
Because, like, here they are plotting this here together, which they do in Garden of Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I'll be needing her help when I'm with child.
Excuse me.
I thought you would have caught on by now. We'll announce to the staff the happy news that I'm expecting. I'll pretend to be pregnant both in the house and in public, which you will double immediately following the birth. Did I say I was done? Be permitted in the East Wing for the duration of your stepmother's confinement. If news of you breaking this rule comes to my attention, the agreement is off. I tell everyone the truth. I would burn this place to the ground. That temper! Now I see how you must have driven your mother to run away all those
oh,
years. You raped me, how dare you?
Go, girl.
good for her.
I won't do it.
Oh, but you will.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? That's not good enough. Do you understand?
I do.
Hello, grandmother.
It's thinking where it happened.
I could not tell myself.
I make the rules in this house,
Now
and I execute
in
the
my
punishment.
life, I'm finally free to do as I choose.
Yep.
And so this is my time.
Oh my god.
Foxworth Hall. When my story
What's she doing?
She's getting the baby right, like,
Oh.
she's practicing.
and here. It was, in fact, just the beginning.
Hmm.
Next time when flowers in the attic,
See
the
ya.
orchard,
There will soon be an addition to our family.
she will truly be your daughter, will she? The twisted backstory, somebody's bride, continues to unravel. Keep it from the attic. Destroy this family. Your authority in this house. Flowers in the attic, the origin, part 2.
Excited.
Yeah. I'm loving the first episode so far.
All right, well, we just finished Flowers in the Attic, The Origin. What'd you think, Danielle?
I loved it. Best so far, as far as all the things. I don't know if we're going to be doing a review, probably, but definitely happy with the casting, the house. It's really feels like
Yeah.
it needs to feel when we're watching an adaptation of one of our books.
I
I
agree.
am enjoying it so much.
Couldn't agree more. I don't have much to add to that other than I think incredibly faithful, and I would hope so, considering that it's like 4 movies essentially, 2 hours, but like hour and a half movies once you remove the commercials. And I feel like I love Garden of Shadows. Obviously, Dollinger is my favorite series. I wish that they had maybe done this for some of the other Lifetime adaptations, especially like something like Petals on the Wind and the first Flowers in the Attic, especially because I think that would have helped to like age the characters and stuff. I do like that this one chose to do voiceovers.
Yes.
That was a big thing for us that we've been talking about in
Mhm.
this, that these books are written and designed, if they're going to be adapted, to have voiceovers.
Yes.
And I know that it's always like a thing in film that they're like, oh, to do proper filmmaking, you shouldn't use voiceovers. You should just be able to tell a visual story. Get out of here. Some of my favorite movies have voiceovers in them. So I was,
love voiceovers.
yeah, I think it helps, especially because that's how these books are read. I will say, having a 4-part series, you probably wouldn't need to have a voiceover as much, but I'm glad that we do. I think it adds to the story. I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah.
I think it was fun. I think it was exciting. I'm surprised how much happened in this
Yes.
first part. I do wish that we'd seen the kids more. I do believe we're gonna get more of a focus on that. But
Yeah.
at this point in the stories, I think male junior or whatever is supposed to be at least like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Joel's supposed to be like 5 or 6, and Christopher like 3-ish.
Mhm.
So it looks like, because based on that, the kid was only about 6 months old, because he's supposed to be like 2 or 3 years older than Corinne. But obviously those are just little things, because overall I'd much rather the way that this is going. Such a
I mean,
faithful
maybe
adaptation.
they're going to add in a lot more in the next couple episodes of like just Lifetime kind of adding some additional context to the story.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind necessarily. I mean, it wasn't actually
As
written
long as
by
they
Miss
stay
Sanderson. Yes.
faithful to the main arc, the main
Yes.
points that need to
Agreed.
be hit. But it does look like, with Celia or Delia, who's I'm guessing is some sort of daughter or
Yes.
something. If she's not the daughter of Garland, she's the daughter of Malcolm. But he seems, they're only supposed to be about 30 at the beginning, so that girl looks like she was at least like 16, 17, if not in her 20s.
Right.
So I don't know how that's going to play out now. Yeah. But I'm excited to see what comes. What did you all think about it? Hope you had a fun time watching it with us. We know we have a lot of VC Andrews fans out there, which we are so grateful for. I love being able to interact with you. I try to answer all the comments that I can, but if not, please keep commenting. I will get to them eventually. Please like, please subscribe, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.
John Amos